Hi, my name is Noah Gilbert. I'm our Marine Lab's current coral coordinator, and today I'm going to show you how to feed your various organisms that you may take care of here in the lab. So, it's going to seem a little bit daunting at first, knowing the amount of foods and the amount of preparation that goes into properly taking care of these organisms. But in reality, it couldn't be any simpler. So first and foremost, when you come into the lab, you'll probably start on simple freshwater systems. Most of these systems and their organisms will take tropical pellet flakes like you would see at your home aquarium. A lot of the time you will have sinking pellets for your substrate carnivores and herbivores. A lot of the time those will come as algae wafers for things like plecos, corydoras, anything that basically likes to shovel around in the substrate will get some of these guys. Once we move up to a little bit more of a complicated system, things like cichlids, they get special cichlid and goldfish pellets. These come in various different consistencies, some more herbivore, some omnivore, some carnivore. And you will be asking your coordinator which one is right for your cichlids and your fish specifically. Moving up to saltwater, which takes a little bit more preparation in the food they require, we'll start out with freeze-dried foods. That's the most prolific food we use for saltwater fish here in the lab. We have them here in containers like this. There's varieties like mysis shrimp, there's brine cubes, krill for the larger saltwater species here in the lab. And once we even go up larger, that's where the opening coordinator will come in as they do prep food in the morning for everyone to use throughout the day. And you'll find that here in the fridge. So here in the fridge, we have foods prepared like krill and brine, as well as for your saltwater herbivores in the back, we have nori, which is dried seaweed just like you'd have in sushi. They love to eat that stuff. And to go along with that, a lot of our saltwater fish do require vitamin supplements. So they come in bottles like this, as well as smaller ones like this. And always ask your coordinator before you put in any vitamin supplements, as some, like our sharks, require specific vitamins, like these guys right here. And oftentimes, if you're feeding things like sharks, our larger species, or even some of the smaller ones, like some of our eels, you'll have to prepare cut food. And to do that, we have cutting boards and knives here. And you'll find the frozen food, of course, in the freezer. And there's a variety of frozen foods, such as shrimp, and there's also fish. And to defrost that, it's important that we use a cup of cold water, not hot. That way it defrosts safely and is fit for our saltwater fish. So now we'll go over how to thaw some of our frozen foods for our saltwater fish. We'll go ahead and use shrimp as a demonstration here because a lot of things in the lab love to eat this. So for the shrimp, we're going to grab cold water and make sure it is cold. Get that in a small container. Go ahead and grab out our frozen shrimp and place it in that cold water. And then wait several minutes until a lot of the ice has fallen off and the shrimp is soft to the touch. And once that's complete, we'll go ahead and bisect it into a few segments that are relative to the size of the organism it'll be fed to. So the sharks can take a little bit larger pieces, but then if we're feeding shrimp to something like our snowflake eel, you're going to have to cut it up much smaller. So keep that in mind whenever you're feeding your organism, how big they are, how big the food they often eat is, things like that. And when in doubt, always ask your coordinator. That's what we're here for. We're always happy to help you. So as you're feeding your organisms, it's important to note how much you should feed them. Depending on your organism, some eat a lot more, some eat a lot less. The best rule of thumb is put in small amounts of food at a time, make sure they eat it all, and then if they do, give them a little bit more, make sure they eat it all. And any food that's left after they've decided to stop eating should be removed from the tank to prevent Explosions of things like ammonia and then a lot of organic waste in the tank, of course, isn't a good thing.